Hi everybody, good morning. If this is your first time here, I'm Steve and this is Jim.
Morning.
And we're just driving home from the store, and I thought I would do a quick video. On my recent video about the 5 things that I like most about retirement, I think it was titled My 5 Favorite Things About Retirement, someone left a comment saying, well, what are the things you don't like about retirement? What are your 5 least favorite things about retirement? And that's really a hard one because I love everything about retirement. I know not everyone does, but I think, we're very lucky. We planned for many years for retirement. We saved a lot for retirement. We are getting Social Security. We moved to a place that's pretty affordable years ago, planning for retirement. So we love everything, right? I mean, can you think of anything you don't like about retirement?
For me, the only downside of retirement anymore is I don't always know what day it is because they all seem the same.
Yeah, that's kind of
if it wasn't for trash day, laundry day, and
grocery store day.
I mean, those are the
we never have any
factors.
Yeah, we never have any idea what day it is. Well, I did write a list. I thought about it yesterday after I read this comment. I thought, well, are there any things I don't like? And I guess there are a few, and so I'm going to share them with you, and then you guys could share with us if you have any things that you don't like about retirement. So I wrote down my list here, and these are, it's hard to find things to not like about retirement, but if I had to point out 5 things, I would say time goes by so fast. I mean, that really is a real negative. It's like the older you get. Now, of course, you don't have to be retired. I think it has to do with just being old. The older you get, the faster time flies. Every day goes faster than the day before. I mean, it's crazy. So that would be one thing that I don't like about retirement, is just how fast the days go by. Then, well, and even just the day itself. You would think being retired, your day would go just slow and leisurely, and you'd be bored. And I don't know, it goes faster than I ever went when I was younger. I mean, we wake up in the morning, and at night we look at each other and it's like, well, where did the day go? I mean, it just flew by every single day.
The thing is, we have stuff that, not so much that we plan for retirement, but we know what we're doing. We keep ourselves busy and entertained or whatever. I mean, it's like if you go into retirement without a plan and you have nothing there, but maybe you're just sitting there watching TV all day or whatever. I mean, you can get bored, and it does seem to go slower then.
Yeah, well, that does. Yeah, I think we're very lucky that we both have hobbies that keep us very busy, and lots of other activities and stuff. So, number 2, knowing you have a very limited amount of time left to live. That's kind of a negative. Now, again, you don't have to be retired. That just has to do with being old and a senior.
And it's not something that necessarily I dwell on, but I'm at the age now where I remember when my parents started getting about this age that, with each passing year, the inevitable gets closer.
Yeah, so the finish line is getting closer every day, especially when it's speeding by. Every day speeds by, so that's a little scary. But yeah, because I'm 70, you're 69, you'll be 70 this year, and I was reading something the other day that said if you make it to 65 or 70, you've already hit the retirement lotto, because most people never even make it to 65 or 70, which is really scary. I mean, that makes it even scarier knowing that we're already way past what most people.
We're on borrowed time.
Yeah, we're living on borrowed time here. So yeah, so that's kind of a negative. So you try not to think about it, but every now and then someone will ask a question reminding you of how old you are. So. Number 3, this one is sort of something, it's more of like a dreading ending up like my mom or other people that I know who had dementia or Alzheimer's. My mom's husband, Frank, my stepdad, he had Alzheimer's. He got Alzheimer's, I think, when he was maybe 60, 65, and he died about 5 years later, and it was awful for him and for my mom and everyone else those last 5 years of his life. So I think maybe just knowing that that's a possibility, that you could end up with dementia or Alzheimer's or some kind of medical situation, health situation where you really aren't enjoying your retirement. It's not something that's happening yet, but again, something could possibly happen. So I don't know, I guess maybe just anticipation or fear or whatever. But if you think about all the things that you could be afraid of, yeah, I mean, you could have a very miserable retirement. So you have to just live your life and hope for the best. All right, so number 4, let's see. Okay, well, this one's going to be a weird thing. And again, not necessarily just retirement, but just old age, is my dry skin. I had no idea. No one ever told me that as I got old, I was going to dry up like an old prune. Now, I've heard of that before, and I guess that's a real thing. That's why, people say that, that when you get old, you kind of dry up like an old prune. But man, my skin just gets drier and drier and itchier every day. And so, but again, doesn't really have to do with retirement so much, just old age, right?
Yeah.
But
it's not affecting your retirement.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be making my retirement miserable. It's not miserable. I do put on lotion. I do, like a lot of it is going in the pool, and the pool is chlorinated, so the chlorine even adds to the dryness. And so I wash myself off with a hose after I go in the pool every day to try to wash all the chlorine off, and that actually has helped a lot. And now I put on lotion, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe that doesn't fit in as a thing I don't like about retirement, but I didn't have this. I didn't have this issue when I was younger, so maybe this issue just falls under health issues, having more health issues. Number 4 should probably just be having more health issues. We're very lucky. The health issues we have been pretty minor compared to some people, and I know a lot of you have left comments about health issues have impacted your retirement dramatically. The few health issues we have is probably a negative for retirement, but again, even if we weren't retired, just old age. But these are things, when I was younger, I never had any health issues when I was young. Did you?
Nothing. I mean, I would say there were a few things here and there, but I mean, nothing.
Yeah, just the normal things. Yeah, so I mean, it really is a real thing. As you get older, once you retire, all of a sudden, you find yourself going to the doctors a lot more. So that brings me to number 5. So the one thing I really dislike about retirement, my least favorite thing about retirement, is having to go to the doctor so often. I have an eye doctor, and and just to the dentist, and I have kidney stones, so I have to go to my urologist a couple times a year. And it's not just to go to the doctor, but every time you go to the doctor, you have to bring in your x-rays, and you have to bring in your blood work, so you have to go to those places too. So I feel like I'm either going to the pharmacy to pick up something, or I'm going to the lab to get blood work, to get blood drawn, or to the hospital to have my x-rays done. And it's just pretty much endless, at least once or twice or a month. Sometimes it seems like every week, right? I mean, and then Jim, you have the same thing.
Not as much as I don't have as many like regular visits. I have more. The only one that's a couple times a year is the dentist. Everybody else is just once a year.
Oh, okay. Where mine are kind of like my ophthalmologist. I have an appointment today. He has me coming in at least every 2 to 3 months. So I go in at least 4 times a year, sometimes 6 times a year, sometimes more. I mean, the year that I had, was it this year? Yeah, this year I had my cataract surgery. I had to go in 6 different times just for the cataract surgery. The before appointments, the after appointments, the actual appointment to have it done. So I've been already to the doctors this year, at least I would say almost every week, every other week. Or including, pharmacy visits too. Now you, I think, get all of your meds from online, right?
Well, mine all come through the mail, yeah.
Yeah, so I still get mine from Walgreens. Mostly I drive through, but... then...
you get everything but one. You get your Rosuvastatin. I don't know why you don't get the other ones through the mail, because you can.
I don't know. I think there have been reasons. Well, that's another video. There have been reasons, and we'll go into that another time. But then also there's vaccines. We go in for at least once a year for our flu vaccine. We go in for our COVID vaccine. That's usually twice. You go in the first time and then a booster. So that's 3 times. That's in the Walgreens or wherever. And then I think last year I got my pneumonia shot, my pneumonia vaccine. The year before that, I got my shingles vaccine. I haven't gotten the RSV. I looked at the other day and they said you really should only get it if your doctor recommends it, if you're not 75. But if you're over 75, they recommend that everyone gets the RSV, I think. So that'll be another one for next year to add to the list. So yeah, it's endless, and I think I probably missed some. Yeah, my annual doctor visit, I haven't even done that this year. I've got to do that. So that's one thing I actually don't like, because I don't like having appointments. I don't like having anything that I have to do. And so, I mean, these are really, they're very easy to do. We live so close to all the doctors and the pharmacy and everything. I shouldn't complain at all. I'm not really complaining.
It's not distance and time. It's just the fact that, one of the few things where you have to do something at a certain time.
Yeah, it's like when you're working, you have to be to work at a certain time, at a certain day, and when you make these appointments, it's not always the time you want, it's the time the doctor wants. So anyway, those are my least favorite things about being retired. So that's it for today. Feel free to share your 5 least favorite things about retirement in the comments section, and we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you all next time.
Bye.